Two NFC playoff teams meet on Sunday afternoon in Jerry World when the Cardinals visit the Cowboys. Matt, I have a simple question for you. With one team really reeling in the Arizona Cardinals and another team in the Cowboys kind of seemingly headed in the right direction, which of these two teams need a win on Sunday more for their psyche, for their confidence?
I think it's the Cardinals. I mean, we were a few weeks ago talking about how they need more attention put on them for the season they've been able to put together.
It's been pretty much a downhill slide since then.
Immediately. I mean, honestly, if you were to go back into a time machine and go back to last season, it feels just like that. This was a hot team. This was a team that was led by a great quarterback. They had offensive weapons. The defense was playing well. And then all of a sudden, they just start to not be able to finish games. And they're losing to teams that are tough teams. Give them credit. You know, these are playoff teams for the most part, but they're also, teams that they should be able to beat, especially with the aspirations that they entered the season in, especially with how they were playing. And it really does seem like they've lost the attitude. Kingsbury may have lost the locker room again this season.
Yeah.
And he's definitely on the hot seat if you talk with me and anybody else who kind of pays attention, and I think Cardinals fans as well.
Right.
So this is definitely a must win for the Cardinals if they want to get some momentum heading into the playoffs and not finish the playoffs on a loss.
I think both of these teams need a win on Sunday. Let's be very clear. But with the Cardinals locking up their playoff spot thanks to a couple NFC teams losing over the weekend, I think the onus in this matchup really falls on the Cowboys. I know they're, really kind of got it going right now, but we have to remember that the Cowboys play in the NFC least. This team is 5-0 against division opponents this year, 6-4 against the rest of the league. So the Cowboys really haven't had a signature win, I want to say, since maybe week 2 against the Chargers, maybe mid-October against the Patriots before they really got rolling. So this is an important win for the Cowboys to prove to themselves, to prove to everybody if they can beat a team like the Cardinals, who they could honestly probably see in the playoffs, maybe in a wild card matchup. So, obviously we all love Dak. We love what that running game, what their offense really as a whole brings to the table. And the defense has been, spectacular. I believe they lead the league in takeaways this season. But again, we have to keep in mind a large chunk of those takeaways have come against Daniel Jones or whoever the Giants have been starting at quarterback. A chunk of those have come against Taylor Heineke and, whoever the Washington football team just started over the weekend at their quarterback. So we have to keep these things into consideration. And, with the Cardinals, they are reeling. I mean, anybody can tell you that. I know Cardinals fans personally are very, very upset with what's, transpiring down there in Arizona. But, just look at this past weekend. The Cardinals, in my opinion, they played well enough to beat a really good Indianapolis Colts team. Obviously, Matt Procter, Cardinals kicker, misses 2 field goals, misses an extra point. Obviously, they end up losing by 6 points. That could have been the difference. But, you lose to, a Jonathan Taylor-led team that is running the ball, is one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Obviously, the Cowboys aren't exactly that. They have Ezekiel Elliott, they have Tony Pollard, but their strength this season has been on Dak Prescott's shoulders and getting the ball out to his playmakers. So it's going to be a pivotal matchup for sure. Who do you like to win, though?
Definitely is. I like Dallas, and honestly, it's for those reasons that you talked about. This offense is trending in the right direction. They're coming off a big week, a big win. Micah Parsons is basically the Swiss Army knife on defense and an animal.
I mean, I'm almost ready to say it. I think he's the defensive player of the year.
He really is. I mean,
you hinted at it a few weeks ago, and obviously I was right there with you. But I think at this point, he might be the best defensive player in the league already.
It's scary how close he is as far as stats. If you're going to judge on stats, it's scary how close he is to the other person that's in the running, TJ Watt.
Right.
But Micah is just unbelievable. And Dallas is playing great, but they are kind of that classic Dallas Cowboys team in the sense that they're a little bit of paper tigers in the sense that they dominate the division.
Yeah.
But who else have you played?
Exactly.
And then nobody really... Cowboys fans obviously are like, no, they're good enough, and it's like, prove it. This is a chance to prove it.
Right.
I thought they had a chance against Kansas City to prove it. They didn't show up. This is going to be a nice way to, in the same sense that the Cardinals need to win, get some much-needed momentum heading into a playoff run that for both teams they're hoping is at least an NFC Championship appearance and maybe a Super Bowl appearance.
No doubt about it. Can't wait to watch this matchup unfold on Saturday afternoon in Jerry World. But that's going to do it for us, though. For Scott Procter and Matt Morris, we'll catch you next time.